Welcome back to the Benning Report. The robotics revolution is here. Since 9/11, the Army has effectively employed thousands of flying robots like the Raven and the Predator, and ground-based robots like the Talon and the PackBot. These modern marvels provide our troops with more situational awareness, greater lethality, and safety on the battlefield. In this edition of Live Fire, our Ron Andrus shows us an exciting new robot that may have a leg up on the competition, but certainly has potential for our troops in the field.
Well, Jen, it just might be the stuff of science fiction. Machines that walk like animals and humans. I'm out at the McKenna Mount site where some incredible new technology is being tested and may be coming to a soldier near you.
Some may say it's the rise of the machines. The engineers and scientists at Boston Dynamics call it Big Dog. It's a 220-pound technological wonder made of metal, wires, sensors, actuators, hydraulics, electronics, you name it. And it looks and walks like, well, a big dog.
People and animals can use their legs to go anywhere on Earth. So we want to make a robot vehicle that can go anywhere a foot soldier can go. There's big robots that can go out and do things that tanks do. And there's really small robots that can be used for IEDs, but there's no robot that can go where a foot soldier goes, helping him carry his load.
Big Dog was born out of a DARPA-funded project called LS3, or the Legged Squad Support System. It's an effort to develop a walking platform which can accompany dismounted soldiers and increase their combat capability.
They're pushing the envelope on what reality is as we know it. We know that wheels and tracks cannot go everywhere that a two-legged infantryman can go. We know that. And this kind of locomotion has the most likely potential of being able to move wherever the infantryman moves. It's a quadruped, but it closely represents a biped, and so it could go where we could go. That always seems to be the limiting factor.
Wheeled track vehicles simply don't do well in the woods, in the mountains, in sand dune areas, all that types of stuff, and this is where legs have big advantages.
The promise of this technology lies in its potential to offload soldiers of the ever-increasing weight burden of combat gear, thus making infantry lighter, safer, and able to bring more firepower to the fight.
There was an increase of 45 pounds in combat load from 1990 to 2003. So in 13 years, it went from an average of about 100 pounds to an average of about 145 pounds. If a kid's carrying a Winnebago on his back and he can't move very quickly and he comes under fire, if he can't move quickly enough, he could become a casualty. And you could draw the line directly to the fact that he wasn't mobile enough.
It would make it a lot easier to carry all the gear that we transport. Instead of carrying it all on your backs, if you can just throw it on this thing, it makes it a lot lighter for the soldier, move a lot further, a lot faster.
Creating a robot like Big Dog that can walk, balance, and interact with the physical environment autonomously is no easy feat, especially considering all the technologies that are used and have to work together smoothly to make it happen.
The computing on a robot like this unlocks its capability. It actively balances itself when it's traveling on terrain. It actually feels the terrain with sensors in its legs, so it knows how to adjust its posture as it's going. That's how it can climb up and down and walk on rocky surfaces and things like that.
Mother Nature is a pretty incredible model, right? I mean, we've strived to get the way that you can see and hear and interact with the world and balance and all these types of things, that alone is an ambitious goal.
Future Big Dogs will follow troops into battle, carry their load, and even take a knee. And some people may even venture to say that they might even become a soldier's new best friend.
When you talk about the behaviors that they've come up with to make this machine work the way it works, that in my mind is revolutionary. This is one of those rare moments that you see something, and when you've been around this sort of stuff enough, you suddenly realize this is a wake-up call.
Whether you're excited about it or not, walking robots are coming of age. These powerful tools will help our troops to be more effective and stay safer on the battlefields of tomorrow.
What an incredible machine. When can we expect Big Dog or something like that to be fielded?
Well, although it's amazing what it can do today, Big Dog's only about 4 years old. So there's still a few years of research and development before it'll walk onto any battlefield.
Are there any plans to develop two-legged robots that look and walk like soldiers?
Not officially, but you can bet with the pace at which this technology is moving, it won't be long before that happens.
Well, we'll see what the future holds. Thanks, Ron. Straight ahead, though, we've got part 2 of our series celebrating Black History Month. Stick around. Welcome back. Another milestone was reached at the new National Infantry Museum as the original Follow Me statue was delivered this month to its new permanent home there. The statue now stands in the museum's rotunda, where it will greet hundreds of thousands of museum goers expected to visit each year and honor the American infantrymen.
We've planned for a long time for this day when we'd be this far along with the project. We've worked on the rotunda for a long time. It's beautiful. That finally we would say, this is the right time to put a soldier out front, because it's about soldiers. And we had the soldier, we've had him in storage, and so we selected what turned out to be a beautiful day to put him out front and say, follow me.
The 10-foot, 6-inch statue that currently guards Infantry Hall is a replica of this, the original made in 1960. The fiberglass statue has been in storage since 2004 when it was taken from its post at Building 4 for renovation. At that time, the bronze copy was made and erected in its place. Earlier in February, it took a crane to lift the stored original onto a trailer for transport to the new museum site. Since the crane couldn't work within the confines of the building's rotunda, a special electronic lift was used to place it. The statue sits atop a granite-covered base, and the dirt and rock at the soldier's feet is also made of granite. The 1,900-pound statue pays tribute to the American combat infantrymen. An officer candidate school posed for it, and 2 enlisted soldiers designed and sculpted the image. The grand opening of the museum, including the parade field, the IMAX Theater, and the museum restaurant, is scheduled for March 19th. Now, the second story in our series celebrating African-American NCOs in the military. It was a movie starring Sergeant Audie Murphy, the most decorated NCO of World War II, that launched the career of one of Fort Benning's most respected NCOs, retired Command Sergeant Major Eddie Roberts. Not only is Roberts known to be an inspiration for black soldiers, his energy and passion for the Army inspires everyone he meets. Our Susanna Avery has his story.
I actually fell in love with the United States Army.
Retired Command Sergeant Major Eddie L. Roberts was the ultimate NCO. His love affair with the Army began in 1965.
My dad took me to see the Audie Murphy movie, To Hell and Back. That impressed me.
17-year-old Roberts enlisted in the Army at the height of the Civil Rights Movement.
Segregated schools, segregated bus rides.
Roberts says that racism in Columbus wasn't as bad as it was in other cities back in 1965, though it was still around. He said that was evident when he arrived here at what used to be the train station on 6th Avenue.
The water fountain on the inside of the building was not for blacks, nor was the restroom.
The Army, though, seemed to be colorblind. Roberts says for the first time in his life, he could sit where he wanted to on a bus.
When I got on the Army bus, it was like a melting pot here. And that's what drew my love for Fort Benning, because out of 30 years in the United States Army, I have almost 17 at Fort Benning.
Roberts' service included 2 tours in Vietnam with the 101st Airborne Division and the 75th Rangers, 1 tour in Germany, and 2 in both Panama and Korea.
I learned very quick that everybody's blood is red. Bullets were not prejudice.
It's clear that no one loves being a soldier more than Eddie Roberts. But that doesn't mean his Army career was easy.
There were a lot of hard times. There were a lot of harsh wording.
His motto is soldier first, last, and always.
I never forgot the fact that I was black. And I'd put soldier first. And then I'd kind of like let the color catch up to the soldiering. Every day for 30 years that I woke up, I made up in my mind that I wanted to be an outstanding soldier.
That attitude carries on into his civilian service as Vice President for Enlisted NCO Affairs for CB&T. New soldiers come across the retired Command Sergeant Major every day when they process through the 30th Adjutant General Battalion.
A black African-American soldier can't come to me and say, well, you know, Sergeant, no, I don't know. You want to sit down and explain it to me? Well, Sergeant, the blacks are bull. I had it hard. Take the race side out of it. You can always play the race card. That's the easiest card in the book to play. Just be yourself and soldier.
Susanna Avery, Fort Benning TV.
When we return, he's got a beat and he knows how to use it.